things which are able to improve one's self motivational skills, and I guess you just have to try to push yourself more, and try not to look back so much on the past mistakes, but look forward to what you can do right the next time. So I can say the first time that I did a triathlon and sports and all those things, I was very careless in terms of taking care of my skin. Like,
I see.
so it had an effect also.
Really?
Yeah, but with the right skincare regimen, you can also
Address those
reverse
problems.
the
Yes.
effects of your carelessness.
That is correct, Victor. You know, I'm still curious about this little transformation goal that you have right over here. And you were talking about having a fit body. Can you tell us more about that? How long was the transition? Did it take 3 months? Did it take 6 months? Because now, obviously, being in triathlons,
Yes.
it is a very different discipline.
Yeah.
You have nutrition, you have rest, you have your actual physical activities,
Yes.
all integrated together. Could you tell us more about that?
Okay, before I always used to work out. I used to try to get fit. You know, everybody wants to get those six-pack abs.
Mahirap talaga yan.
Yeah, it was pretty hard, but eventually you were able to achieve it. But then you realize once you start to try a sport which demands more from you, you realize that, oh, I'm not so healthy pala. So it has to start from within, and then it can reflect in your time. Like eventually, I was able to finish half Ironman. I was able to finish
70.3.
Yeah, 70.3.
Nice.
So yun, it's a nice feeling, but you just have to keep at it.
Consistency is key.
Yeah,
isn't
consistency is key, and you have to start. You have to start early. Like you have to start.
Crucial as well. Start early.
Whether it be health, whether it be your skincare regimen, as long as you're like applying something, it should be able to pay off.
Okay, so could you tell us more about that skincare regimen that you would go about? Because, you know, I think it's a misconception that men don't take care of their skin. Now it's more openly accepted, and more importantly, in our industry, in your industry, the stress, the lack of sleep, it all goes in then, and then the fine lines kick in. So how do you fight that off?
Ay, grabe kasi sobrang lagay ng schedule ko. I'm so busy.
I bet, especially with the triathlon side.
The thing is, it is a misconception that it's only women who really care for their skin, but us men are also very vain. Hindi lang obvious, but we really try to take our time to research, to check which of the products we can use on an everyday thing. Like, so it's nice to have the dermatologist products, but it's also nice to invest in those things that you can use every day, which you can get over the counter. So I want things to be less complicated when I'm caring for my skin. So number one, we all know this, you have to cleanse first. Because you have to start with a good canvas.
Clean slate.
Yeah, clean slate.
There we go.
You have to start with a good canvas. You cleanse with a facial cleanser. Not soap. Facial cleanser. Yeah, it has to be a facial cleanser. And then of course you have to protect using sunscreen.
I love sunscreen.
You try to apply the highest SPF, and you try
and
to
then there's
apply.
PA++ pa, no? May factor din na ganun eh.
Yeah, you
it
have
protects you
those
from UVB rays and UVA.
Yeah, you have those, but I think Hayden would be
Later
more,
on. It will be explained by a very special guest as well.
About those ratings and stuff, but. The SPF, you have to apply it 15 minutes or 20 minutes before, so it really gets absorbed.
Better absorption, that's correct.
And noon kasi when I used to race, I would just apply it and then race na kaagad.
Sakit yan ng mga atleta.
Diba?
Right before the race, nga pala, di ako nag-sunscreen, lagay na nga.
Diba?
Tapos yung pala, pawis na, wala na.
Suntok
so you have to make sure that you let it sit for a while.
Yes, definitely. You really have to make sure that it can absorb the sunscreen so that you're kind of properly protected when you're on the bike. for like 3 hours. You want to make sure that your skin is protected so that you don't burn. And of course, to hydrate. After swimming, you have to cleanse. You have to use a toner, and you also have to moisturize.
Yes,
it's very
there we
important,
go.
especially for the guys, because our skin changes like every few years. So
Interesting.
you have to make sure you use the right moisturizer. I myself prefer the gel type, and but if I know that I'm going to be in a cold climate or like an air conditioned environment, then I use the traditional moisturizer.
Wow. Depende pa sa environment. I
Pero
love
hindi ako
it.
masyadong artist sa skin. Hindi ako masyadong artist sa skin. It's just,
But you know, it shows. Thank you for sharing your tips. That's great. I mean, even women can learn from that because that's very basic. So cleanse, protect, and definitely have to hydrate or moisturize.
oh, diba?
at
Parang
the
swim,
end of
bike,
the
run.
day.
A swim, bike, run.
Mismo.
Cleanse, hydrate, protect.
It goes together. Well, thank you very much, Victor, for sharing your tips for today. Any last words for our friends for today?
Make sure you invest in the skin that you're in, and I think that's somebody. Anyway, just invest the skin that you're in, and make sure that you apply it every day. Consistency is key. Thank you, guys. God bless.
Thank you very much, Victor.